Hi there, Lloyd Machedo. Speaking to you from lloydmachedo.com. Who is Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Today, the date is 21st March 2018. Time right now is 2:07 in the afternoon. Okay, I got this question from Anil Kapial, who sends me this great suggestion and question. Hey, Lloyd, I got a Dubai topic to talk about, which will attract more people. The topic is about how the employer exploits employees and what can be done. Example, bullying employees to sign termination and hold the end term service. How MOHRE, that is Ministry of, Human Affairs or something like that, Shield can be of help. Best of luck. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you 13 points. Now, these 13 points are just my opinions. And these opinions are based on me being in Dubai for 40 years. Now, mind you that my parents were there for 50 years. I'm the second generation. I was there for 40 years. Many of my friends, relatives have been there in Dubai for 2 generations as well. I still have friends who are there for the past 60 years or so. There are many of them. I literally, all my contacts, all my connections, everyone is based in Dubai. Many of them have big successful businesses. However, I don't want to take their names. The reason being is just to protect their identity. So these are the 13 points with regards to how employers in Dubai, UAE take advantage of people who come new or who are even staying in Dubai for all these years. If you'd like a timestamp, please check down below in the description box. There is a timestamp of each and every point. And if you need to get in touch with me, please get in touch with me through lloydmachedo.com. And if you need my services, please, the contact details are put below. If you'd like to contribute to my channel, please go to PayPal, lloydmachedo.com. Now, understand this much, that this is not me trying to hate UAE. I don't hate UAE. UAE is a beautiful country. It is the fastest growing economy in the world. However, it's not perfect. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, I'm an Indian passport holder. I would tell you, if I compare India with Dubai, UAE, I would any day prefer Dubai. Okay, any day prefer Dubai because it's much more secure. You can make much more money easily there in Dubai. India is very difficult. It's overpopulated. It's, even if we say that Dubai is based on Islamic rules or Sharia rules or racism, the same problems exist in India. Even if it's not Sharia, it's the religion of Hinduism, and there's too much of people interfering in other people's business. There's too much of superstition. So what I want you to understand is, this is not me hating Dubai. This is not me hating the UAE. This is just me highlighting the problems and challenges that go on in Dubai, UAE. If Dubai was bad, all that bad, nobody would go to Dubai. And in fact, let me make you understand this much. Dubai is much more better than Saudi, than Kuwait, than Qatar. I would say Dubai is right up there, number one. But the reason why I'm highlighting this is because you should be aware of what is happening there. Dubai is a great place. I still believe that Dubai is the best. Dubai's leadership under the leadership of Sheikh Mohammed he's the greatest. He's the greatest leader I consider in the world. And if I was in his place, or I was a ruler, or I was the policymaker of Dubai, I would do more or less the same thing. So the points that I'm giving you is for you to be aware. It's not me hating Dubai. It's telling you the reality, which you cannot say. If I was staying in Dubai, I could never do this video because I would be jailed and I would be persecuted. So today I stay in Thailand. I no longer stay in Dubai. I've left Dubai for good, so I can share. So let's quickly move on to the 13 points of what makes Dubai or Dubai employers take advantage of employees. Now, first and foremost, the first biggest point about what makes Dubai how Dubai employers take advantage of employees. The biggest one is Dubai supports its own citizens, okay? And that is a great thing. If you're a citizen, That's amazing because India doesn't support its own citizens. You want proof? Go to any jail in the Middle East. You will see a lot of Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis. They are there. They are rotting there. But if you're an American, if you're an Australian, if you're German, you're European, they don't keep you in the jail for too long because your consulate supports you, your embassy supports you. But for Indians, Pakistanis, the government just doesn't care. They leave you to rot and die. So the UAE government supports its citizens, and hats off to them. That's amazing. However, they support them a bit too much, whereby it has resulted in a superiority attitude with the locals. It's like it borderlines, and it is chronic racism. Like, for example, a local, if you're an Indian, your salary is, let's say, $1,000. If you are same job, same position, if you are a white skin, you are from, let's say, United States or Britain, from $1,000, it'll go to $2,000 or $3,000. Same job, same position, same everything. But a white skin is above you in terms of salary. That is why you'll see an Indian driving a Toyota car, British national driving a Range Rover, and then same position, same responsibility, same everything. If a local comes in, number one is he will not be qualified for the job. Number two is he'll not have any experience. And number three, his salary will be nearly, I think 5 to 10 times to that of an Asian. I'm not exaggerating. I know friends of mine who work in airlines. I don't want to take the airlines' names. There are 2 HR departments for non-locals and for locals. There is 2 separate HR. There are separate laws. There are separate packages for the same position. In fact, one of my friends, she was a manager, training manager, but she had to train her assistant who was 2 levels lower than her. And the funny thing is, my friend, being a manager, her salary was around 15,000. The assistant who was 2 levels lower than her was 35,000. So 15,000, 35,000. She drives a Toyota. This one drives a Mercedes, state-of-the-art, latest. They're saying, and there are so many other intricacies. Like, let's say, for example, a local gets pregnant. She gets 1 year paid maternity leave. The government supports her, while I don't think the same, privilege is given to expats. So, and one more thing, any local you see, they'll always have the air of superiority. I'm local. They will literally scream this on your face. In fact, when I got into an argument, one of the guys went and slapped his number plate to show he's local, and you're screaming. And next thing I knew, because his friend was working in the police, he put me behind bars. And this is a real story. So, in fact, locals, if a local were to complain about you, to the police, if you're in Ras Al Khaimah, if you're in Ajman, Sharjah, you'll be jailed without evidence. Okay, and it's more like even Dubai, you are guilty until proven innocent. So that is one of the biggest dangers that you'll face. So the point I'm trying to say is the UAE government supports its locals, so locals are superior, and this in turn gives rise to racism. There is absolutely chronic racism in UAE. Okay, where the corporate world is there. That is why you don't have to believe me. Don't believe me. Go, perform a kind of undercover investigation and find out. I'm telling you this. It's a fact. First layer is Bangladeshis, Sri Lankans, Indians, Pakistanis. Indians are a little bit more than Pakistanis. Okay. After that comes, let's say, Lebanese, because they speak Arabic English. Lebanese and Palestinian, these guys who speak are Faddal Sheikh, Faddal, and they will kiss the ass of all these Arab guys. Then after that comes British and American. I don't know why. They just believe that these white-skinned guys with these white passports are superior. In fact, if you go to Europe, you go to the United States, you'll see these white-skinned guys who we think are superior. They are cleaning roads. They are not even up to the level. They don't even have any basic intelligence. It's not me hating on any race. I'm just telling you that in America, in UK, white people are normal. They're just like you and me. You'll see a white guy cleaning the roads. You'll see a white guy, cleaning the sewage. You will see a white guy who's maybe cleaning fish. But when they come, these same guys, these plumbers, these electricians, when they come to the Middle East, all of a sudden they're given a manager's position. They're given, because they look, oh, you're white, oh, wow. In fact, one of my friends who's a Sardar, he has a construction contracting company. He told me this, and I'm not exaggerating. He told me this a couple of years ago. Loy, if I have to get a manager, I have to get a white skin. I have to get a Gora. They call a white skin Gora. Because when they go for meetings, they always prefer a white guy. If you're an Indian nation, they don't entertain. You don't get into to go for the meeting. So you get a white guy, give him 15, 20,000, give him a villa, give him a Range Rover. When he goes to meetings, you'll always say white guy. That's why during engineering meetings, just observe this. During engineering meetings, you'll have a white guy with a pink tie, white shirt, and jacket coming in the Range Rover. Two Indian guys. So the British guy is Mark. Two Indian guys, Ram and Sham. When they come for the meeting, and the consultant or contractor asks him, so what about this? What about this job? Mark will say, oh, how are you? Oh, it's great to be here. Since you have asked a technical question, Ram and Sham here will take care of everything. If there's any problem, let me know. He's just a dummy. He's just a dummy. He's just there to fill in the gaps, while these technical brains are Asians. Now, that doesn't mean all the white-skinned people are dumb. There are very intelligent people out there, but they will never come to the Middle East. That's a fact. Most of the really smart, the high-quality people who are there, even from India, the high-quality people in India, the high-quality people in Europe, in the United States, they will never leave their country, and they will never come to these Middle East countries because they're not comfortable with the Muslim Sharia rules. They're just not comfortable. Like, for example, if you have a girlfriend, you're allowed in the UK. In the United States, you can have a baby. You don't have to worry. But if you were to have a girlfriend in the Middle East that follows Islamic rule or Sharia rule, you are caught with a woman who is not your, not your wife. You're jailed. You're seriously jailed. Don't believe me? Go and start holding your hands and say, this is my girlfriend on social media. And if an Arab local complains in Dubai, you're going to be jailed. You cannot have sex. You cannot have sex with the member of the opposite sex if it's not your wife. Homosexuality is banned. Okay? So these are the realities of being in the Middle East. Now, you please prove me wrong. If you think I'm wrong, prove me wrong. In fact, if a girl were to get raped by a guy, the girl will be jailed. If the guy is a Muslim Arab, the girl will be jailed because as per Sharia law, she enticed him. Now, this is not me hating. Just Google it. Just Google woman gets jailed for rape, UAE. You will get these incidents. This is the reality. So it's not me hating. I'm giving you facts. So the first point is locals are superior, and there is a racism followed in the corporate world. So if you're white skin, you'll get jobs in multinational companies. Just observe. You just need to look around and ask people on the streets. Ask the real guys. You will not get this on media. So that is why you'll never see locals do sweeping. They'll not do the sweeping job. They'll not do the fish cutting. They'll not do the sewage jobs, which they are supposed to do. The problem is the UAE government is supporting them so much, giving them so many privileges. Now, any college student wants a salary of $10,000, $20,000 just for graduating out of college with no experience. So it's a really bad move by the UAE government, because today locals don't want to work. They just don't want to work. They want easy money. Why do you think they've introduced tax? Because they found by doubling the salary of people in the army and giving citizens so many benefits and interest-free loans, now they're finding it very hard. So the first one is locals are superior and there is racism. Okay. The second point is having unqualified people at the top of you. And why do they bring unqualified people on top of you? Because that guy at the top who is unqualified is in that position. Why? Because he knows how to kiss the boss's ass. So in Dubai, UAE, it's not based on merit. It's based on how you can pucker up your lips and kiss your boss's ass. So if you kiss your boss's ass and tell him how great he is, or how amazing he is, or he really likes you. In fact, I'll be the first one to tell you this. I have done it. And that is why I enjoyed lots of privileges in lots of companies, because I made sure I didn't want to work hard. I didn't want to suffer. I would kiss the boss's ass so I would succeed. So In Dubai, the second problem that you have is unqualified people who do not know the job at all. They are in that position. Why? Because they kiss the boss's ass. So if you have someone who kisses the boss's ass, keeps the boss happy, and makes the boss feel great, and spends, instead of 12 hours working, 12 hours of making the boss feel great, he'll be kept in that position. And even if you're hardworking, but you're not kissing the boss's ass, you can even lose your job. Okay, so that's the second point. The point three, which is very rampant in Dubai, UAE, okay, is the extra unpaid hours which they have. Like, for example, in United States, in UK, in Europe, is a standard. They follow a standard protocol: 8 hours of work, 8 hours of work, or they pay you per hour. And out of the 8 hours that you work, if you sign a monthly contract, 7 hours is working, 1 hour is the break. The first break is after 4 hours, 15 minutes. The second break, which you can take, is 45 minutes. So it's 8 hours, 7 hours of work, and 1 hour of break in total. In Dubai, UAE, in the whole Middle East, or not only everywhere, they will say 8 hours of work in your contract, but every Asian works for 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours, even the whole day. In fact, if you check the hotel industry, I'm not exaggerating, in the hotel industry, I have worked jobs where they literally make you work for 24 hours, sleep 8 hours, come back to work, and they don't even give you overtime. And what they tell you is, oh, you have to achieve your target. It doesn't matter how many hours to work. So they will give you all this bullshit before. Seriously. Or they'll give so much of bullshit before. Oh, this and that. There's only 8 hours of work. We treat everyone fair and square. But once you start working, you have to work like a dog. And the problem is, Indians are to blame for this. Asians are to blame because they literally believe in working hard. So instead of 8 hours, they work 12 hours, 14 hours. So now the Arab locals are like, oh, very good. We have donkeys. That's why they call Indians donkeys, Asians donkeys, because they work hard. But British, 8 hours. At the 8th hour, he will leave. That's why you'll see British, they work 5 days a week and they take 2 days off. That's why you'll see, American or this thing in the Middle East, he'll be lying on the beach. I can never understand. They so stupid. They lie on the beach, wasting hours in the sun because they want a tan. I mean, it's so ridiculous. If you are so dying for a tan, go work in the bloody field, man. Go work in the field like a farmer. You'll get a permanent tan. Stupid. So instead of working as a laborer, they sit in the AC, but they go and lie on the beach to get a tan. The other problem why, in Dubai they make you work extra hours is because of this, there's this mentality that Indians have that, oh, I'll keep the boss happy. The boss will be happy seeing my hard work. No, the boss will not be happy seeing your hard work. The boss will make you work like a fucking dog for the rest of your life. So if you start working for 10 to 12 hours from day one, he'll expect that for the rest of your life. Okay? Point number 4, which employers take advantage, is this probationary period. Now, there is a clause in your contract that says probationary period. Okay, 1 second. That is, let me just put this point. I just got this point. Okay, one of the big problems that you have is the probationary period. Now, for example, on your probationary, on your letter of offer that they give you, they'll say you work for 3 months. You work for 3 months. It's your probationary period. After that, we will, promise you X, Y, Z. Now, they can terminate you at any point of time during the probationary period. And please be very, very careful because there are many people who were asked to leave India, who were asked to leave Pakistan, who were asked to leave their home country and migrate all the way to Dubai. So they resign from the company. They ask their wives to resign or their spouses to resign. They asked their children to discontinue school or college, and they migrated all the way to Dubai. Once after they came to Dubai, the employer, very sweet, very nice, he made you migrate. After the 3rd month, everything is going great. He tells you, hi, how are you, man? I just want to speak to you. You have worked for 3 months, but we are not happy with your performance. So as per the probationary period, now we reserve the right to terminate your job. And so I would have to say, I'm sorry, you'll have to be terminated. Now, the guy who left, his home country, who asked his wife to leave his job, who asked his children to leave his job, he came down to Dubai, took a new house, gave the checks, opened a bank account, put his children for schooling here. Wife is trying to settle down. He has literally put everything, he has put it all online. And now they are saying that I'm going to terminate you. So the guy is in trouble and he's like, oh, now what do I do? And so the employer tells him, there is a solution. The solution is, if you can agree for 20% less than your salary, fine, we'll be happy to continue. Otherwise, thank you very much, goodbye. And I'll tell you this, you'll be on the streets if you say no. If you go back to India, what will you do? You don't have any money, you have taken a loan, you have started a new life. And this is how they really take advantage of the probationary period. So please be very careful. Now, here's one point which I'll give you, which 99% of the people do not think about. The labor contract, which is in Arabic, which they do not show you, is the one that will hold good in the court of law. Whatever you put in your the work contract, that is your salary, that is the letterhead, company letterhead in English with a stamp, sign, whatever, all that is rubbish. They can put amazing stuff on the letterhead. They can put that you're a managing director, you will get 100,000 as your gratuity, you'll be given director status, whatever they can put on that letterhead. If tomorrow you take them to court, it's an Arabic labor contract that will hold good in the court of law. And this is one more area where all the employers take people for a ride, because on the labor contract, they will put, this has happened with the insurance company. I don't want to take the name. On the labor contract, they said you'll be paid 1 dirham, just 1 dirham. But on the salary certificate, the offer letter, they said you'll be paid 20% or 30% or $10,000 or whatever. When the insurance company went to the dogs because of the financial downturn, these people were not given their bonuses, were not given their monthly. They are given monthly amounts because they showed this and said they have agreed for 1 dirham, and this does not hold good. So please keep in mind that your labor contract, which is in Arabic, it's a government paper, that holds good. That's the only thing that holds good. Whatever they give you in the company letterhead with English is all bullshit. Even a multinational company, I'll tell you this, multinational company, no, we follow protocol, we follow policy, we are a multinational company, we have global standards. The multinational company has the resources, has the lawyers, has the teams, has the resources to fuck your happiness. You cannot don't think this is United States where you can take McDonald's to court. You are an expat. You do not have any rights in a Middle East country which follows Sharia law. If you think you can take a multinational global giant to court, you are so fucking mistaken. They will literally destroy your life. And I'm not exaggerating. Try it. Go ahead and try it. I personally know people who have destroyed their lives because they try to act smart. So I wish you all the best. The next point number 5 is, this one nobody talks about, but you read about it in the paper, is you are a slave. Once you land in Dubai or the Middle East, any Middle East country, except some companies in Dubai, they will ask for your passport and they will take it. I'm not exaggerating. This is a fact. They will take your passport from you, which is illegal. This is illegal, but they do it. They will say, no, we have to keep it as a deposit. This is globally, this is an illegal practice. They take your passport so that you cannot leave, so that you cannot travel, so that you cannot do anything. And this is why you get completely jacked. Imagine, I believed this was a normal practice because being born and raised in Dubai, I thought it's normal to take the passport until I realized a global international rule. The passport is a legal document that belongs to the citizen. You can't take it away. So many people in Dubai, UAE, you don't have to believe me. Go ask a building laborer. You don't have to believe me. Go ask a building laborer. Go ask a shopkeeper, where is your passport? Just go and ask them. You don't have to believe me. Don't ask a multinational company. Go and ask normal guys. They will say, my passport is taken by the employer. Check in Sharjah free zone. When I was under their visa, they took my passport. You can't help it. So you are a slave when you're there. And the 3 years contract or the 2 years contract, you are a slave. You cannot live. I'm not telling you something that's false. This is reality. So please keep in mind, when you're in the Middle East, you're a slave. That is why in Saudi, Bahrain, Oman, they take your passport. You can't do anything about it. And if you post this on social media and you cry and all that, they'll take legal action against you because you're breaking another law. So you can't even do that. Okay. So point number six is future promises. When you go for an interview, this I've gone through so many. They will tell you, okay, you join. We will agree on a salary of 1,000. After 2 months, after you perform and you achieve your targets, we'll increase to $1,500. And after 3 months or 6 months, you achieve your target, we'll increase it to $3,000. And the guy's like, wow, from 1,500, I'm getting $3,000. And they'll buy into that bullshit. They'll go in. Little does he know that number one, he is signed up for a probationary period. That is number one. Second one, which they don't think about, is when you're on visit visa, how they play around. I will tell you that. So he will say yes. He will work, instead of 8 hours, he'll work 16 hours, keep pumping in new clients, customers, work like a dog. In the end, when it comes time for him to get his 6 months double salary, the guy will tell him, Loy, we checked your performance. It's not up to the mark. Or they'll tell you, market conditions are very bad, actually, really bad. We wanted to give you the bonus, but, or they'll tell you, the owner is, the owner has just gone for a holiday. He'll be back after 2 months. After 2 months, we will definitely increase. So then you wait, or the market is down and you wait. You wait for another 2-3 months. Then after 2-3 months, they'll say, yeah, come back to my office next month. So every time they'll keep extending. And before you know it, one fine day they'll tell you, where did we say? Who told you this? Or the manager will get terminated, the guy who's there. The new guy will say, I'm sorry, you have to prove yourself from scratch. So these future promises that they give you, which they mentioned in the salary contract, it's all worthless. Verbal is useless. Don't fall for it. These future promises are just nothing but bullshit. Okay? Then, the point number 7, which is very, very rampant, is the absolute bullying. They will bully you left, right, and center, and there's nothing in the world you can do about it. Don't even think you can take them to court. They will destroy your life because they have the contacts and connections. See, here's the thing. If you're planning to go to a complaint in the ministry or the labor or whatever, keep this in mind. You're not the first one to go there, and you'll not be the last one. These companies and corporations have amazing amount of resources. They have the best legal teams. They have the best lawyers, and they will make sure that if you raise a finger against them, they will make your life living hell. I know of a guy, Indian guy, who resigned from the company. He complained to the ministry. They made sure they kept him there for another 2 years. Now, how did they keep him for 2 years? They put a case on him, and he had to appear in court. And when the court date is not immediate, the court date is after, let's say, 3 months. So after 3 months, on the court date, they didn't appear at the court. So then they extended it. They said, okay, come to the next court date. And the next court date, one of them came late, or they said, okay, we have another document. They said, okay, let's meet after 3 months. So there's 3 months, 1 month, next month. And every time that guy had to spend 5,000 or 10,000 dirhams, he had to pay to the lawyer and court fees. For the company, they don't mind. For them, 10,000 dirhams is a peanut. For them, it's just spit. But for the guy who's without a job, 10,000 dirhams is a big amount of money. And here's another thing. When you have a court case or a legal problem that's put against you, you cannot work for anyone else. You can't earn money. You can't leave the country because you have a court case against you. So remember this, bullying will be all-time high, and they will make sure they destroy you. Okay? Point number 8, which is very common in Dubai and the Middle East, is the blame game. The blame game is, let's say, for example, when you're taken on board, they'll give you a target. They'll say, achieve, let's say, thousand, say $1,000, or they'll say get 10 customers. You get 9. If you get 9, they'll say, sorry, it's not good enough. You agreed for 10. They will always give you a not unrealistic target. And if you achieve the target, now this is the funny bit. If you achieve the target, then they'll tell you, the market is down. The market is down. We'll not be able to pay you this month. We'll pay you next month. So they'll always play the blame game, and they'll blame somebody else. They'll say the government is not agreeing for your visa, or here's another thing for the visa part. Okay, this is the thing which even nobody will tell you. Okay, is if they want to play around with your visa, when you apply for a job, you will give your visit visa to them and say, please, make it into employment visa or residence visa. Normally it takes 2 weeks max. It'll take 3 weeks or a month max. So you come with a 3-month visa, or a 3-month visit visa, or 2-month visit visa. I don't know if they've changed the rules now. And you have given your passport to them. These people will not apply. Some of the companies, not many, some of the companies, they'll not apply. They'll tell you, yes, we have put in the papers, we are processing your documents. They will not apply, because they will just sit and watch, are you really worth it or not? And if you're worth it, they will save it till the last minute. And at the last minute, they'll tell you, if you want us to apply, then we'll have to renegotiate your salary, and they'll give you something less. And they know for a fact that you need the job more than them. So, and that is why they'll put you on the streets. So they can play this blame game from the government because you do not know the rules of the country. So just be careful. If they want to play the blame game, they can play it anyhow. Okay. Point number 9 is giving you a sympathy or sad story just not to do their job. Now, what do I mean by this? And this is where double standards comes into play. Now, if you don't achieve your target, they will mess up your life. Don't achieve your target, you don't achieve what was told, you don't do your job, you don't come on time, anything. They will hold you accountable, and they will take it down in writing and give you in writing. But if they don't pay the salary on time, which majority of the companies don't pay salary on time, if they don't pay your salary on time, or they don't keep their promise, you can't do anything. So here you're expected to do your job, but they will not do their job. In fact, I know so many people whose salaries have been delayed. I'm not exaggerating, up to 2 years. I don't want to take the company's name. They have delayed salaries for 2 years. There are people whose salaries have not been paid for 3 months. And that is why you'll only get, this contracting and construction companies will make a complete protest of 200, 300 people. And after they make the protest, they don't show you the real story. After they made the protest, they deport all of them. Okay. So the thing which I'm trying to tell you is there are different standards. Okay. You are supposed to do your job. They will not do their job. You are supposed to keep your end of the bargain. They will not keep theirs. That is why 8 hours they tell you to work. You're supposed to work 14 hours. You're supposed to bring the revenues on time. You're supposed to bring the checks on time. You're supposed to do your job on time, go to work on time. They'll not pay your salary on time. They'll not do their part of the bargain. So be careful of that. Point number 10 is in Dubai, UAE, or in the Middle East, they will use the loopholes against you. There are plenty of loopholes, too many that I can't mention. Let's say, for example, I told you about the visit visa, how they can play around. They will not tell you the labor contract versus the letterhead, the difference. Another loophole is, if they make a court case against you, which I told you, they can drag it on and ruin your life. So there are many, many loopholes which these guys are aware of. And remember, like I told you, they have the best legal team. They have the best brains. Their job is to make sure that they keep you, working like a dog for them. Okay. They've been doing it for so many years. So you being a new person in the country, there's nothing you can do. So they will use the loopholes against you. And when you have different nationalities with different rules for different people, you are finished. Point number 11 is the illegal stuff they'll make you do. Now, let's say, for example, do you know that if you were to work for a company when you're on a visit visa, that is illegal? But majority, 99% of all companies make people work during their visit visas. So you're actually doing something illegal. And if you were to take them to court, you'll end up in jail. So they'll not pay your salary because they'll say, I'm sorry, you are working your visit visa. It's illegal. Some of them will ask you to do things like one of my friends was working in the bank. She was asked to tell the customer wrong data, to give wrong data to get, it was a very big amount for the contract. And she was supposed to sign and give the document. She refused because tomorrow, if anything goes wrong, she'll be taken to court. They are not going to say a multinational giant bank, they're not going to put the bank in jail, they'll put you in jail. So please keep this in mind. They make you do a lot of illegal stuff. Like I told you, I was working for that company that was doing fake degree certificates in UAE. It's still there. It's still there. I have literally contacted the federal authorities. I gave them the fake degree certificates. They didn't do anything. So illegal stuff goes on. And the more powerful you have, more contacts and connections you have, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. Point number 12 is the written versus verbal. Okay. Now keep this in mind. This is something they're not going to tell you. If you do something wrong, if you break a rule, or if you make a mistake, or let's say they just want to play a game. So if you were to do something wrong, they will send you a written email. They will send you an actual written email, CC to the HR, CC to your manager, whatever. Now, a normal dumb person will not even think about this. But because they send it, let's say, law, you didn't come to work on time. Please consider this a warning. I come late 1 minute. They'll say, law, you're repeated the saying, you didn't come to work on time. Okay. But tomorrow, let's say after 3-4 months, I achieve the target. They'll verbally tell me, law, you're doing a good job. Now imagine, complain, they send it in writing. Good stuff, they told me verbally. Tomorrow, if they want to take me to court, they'll print out all these emails and they'll say, this guy has never been working properly for us. This is the evidence. In fact, even the sales that I bring in, if it is not documented, they'll say he never bought in any sales. Now, dumb that I was, which I was before, I never asked for it in writing. So I don't have any evidence to prove to the court that I contributed to the company, I bought in sales for the company, I reported to the office on time, maybe 180 days, one day I came late. But the company has in writing an email to show the warning, and they will say, we give so many repeated email warnings, but he never did his job. They can play around. They can play around with all this. They can even play around with the server, make sure you don't get the email, but they'll make sure that email was sent to you, deleted from your system and put into the server. All these things they can do. And then on the day that they have to crucify you, they'll say he never contributed anything. So why should we pay him? So please be careful on the written versus verbal, because in the court of law, only written works. Okay. Point number 13, the last point which I want to tell you is, no matter how many years you work in Dubai, UAE, you can work 1 year, 5 years, 30 years. The day they want to throw you out, they will throw you out like a piece of shit. And then you can cry and go to the manager and say, sir, I worked for you for 20 years. I gave you my life. I worked extras. And you know what they'll tell you? Who asked you to work for extras? Who asked you to work instead of 8 hours, you work 16 hours? Who asked you to do this extra work? And you didn't work for free. We paid you every month. You didn't work for charity. So don't make it sound you did any favor. You did the work, we paid you, game over. That's what they'll tell you. I'm telling you, that's what they'll tell you. But when the company is going through a tough time, they'll give you a motivational speech and they'll, guys, we are a team. We have to work together as a family. We have to contribute to a vision. And then you'll, tighten your belt and say, we need to do this for the team. There's no fucking team. The day they want to throw you out, they will fucking throw you out. Okay? So having given you all these points, what I want to tell you is, I've given you the bad points. There are plenty of good points. There are plenty of good points of being in Dubai. Like the money you make in Dubai is tax-free, was tax-free. It offers a certain amount of luxury. You can get a bank loan, credit card, all that stuff, which is dangerous. You can get it for free. very easily. They don't bother. They just give you like they're giving peanuts. However, when a company wants to destroy you, when an employer wants to destroy you, you stand no chance. Absolutely no chance to fight these powers that be. Because end of the day, in UAE or any of these Gulf countries, they are racist, they are Arab locals, and you can't hate them because the government supports them. And I have to blame our Indians. Our Indians are like, yes sir, no sir, no sir, sir, sir. Even Filipinos, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Why the fuck you call them sir, man? Do you anytime hear an Arab local? Have you anytime heard an Arab local call an Indian guy sir, 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 Ramu sir, sir? Have you heard British or American guy Mark calling Gopi sir, sir Gopi? No, fuck you, man. You don't keep your self-respect, you Asians. That's why you get treated like shit. I know you say out of respect, it's humility, but humility doesn't work in today's world, man. The whites are not superior. Arabs are not superior. But when you have the government supporting them, they get easy money, everyone kisses ass. So these are the points that I want to tell you of how employers take advantage of employees. There will be people who will tell you that you can go to the ministry and you can go, but remember this, you go to the ministry, but if that guy has contacts and connections with big guys, I don't know what you're going to do. Here's a question, okay? Let's say the government, a government body, takes advantage of you, doesn't give you a salary on time, is practicing racism. Are you going to take the ruler who's the owner of that government company? Are you going to take the ruler to court, to his own court, in his own country, and put a case against him? A billionaire who knows the ruler, a billionaire who knows the who's who. Do you seriously think in a Muslim country which follows Sharia law, which practices racism, which practices keeping their citizens up there and you like shit, do you seriously think you, an expat who earns peanuts, can take this man to court? You're dreaming. If you can't do it in your own fucking country, you can't take a politician or a big guy to court. You being a guest in another country, you can take him. So I think you need to be realistic. Now, having said that, let me tell you, Dubai is far more better, far more better than any of the Asian countries. Far more better because you can make a lot of money. There's a great life, and that is why people go there. But please keep in mind that these are the points you need to be aware of, which nobody talks about. And the reason they can't talk about is because social media is regulated in this country, and you can be taken to court. Even if you tell the truth, you will be taken to court. So anyway, these are the points that I wanted to share with you. You can, if you want to tell me that I'm wrong, please go ahead. I would love to know what you have to say. Put your thoughts and comments down below. If you felt this video did add any value, please give it a thumbs up. If you feel it was just a bad video, you can give me a thumbs down and put your comments there. And many of you, I know that if you're there in the Middle East or UAE, you can't put your comments. You can send me a private message, lloyd@machedo.com. I'll keep it confidential. And if there's anything, guys, let me know. Love to hear from you. Love your ideas. Love your suggestions. So this is Lloyd from lloyd@machedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding, saying goodbye for now. Take care, and just want to say thank you to, what's his name, Anil Tapliyal, okay, for giving me this idea. Thanks so much, man. I hope this video was able to help you. This is me, Lloyd Machedo, saying goodbye for now. Take care.